Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passager. One of literature's most prestigious awards is the Henry Morgenthau III Poetry Prize, which Passager awards for a first book of poetry by a writer aged 70 or older. The prize was established in 2018 by the Morgenthau children to honor their father, Henry Morgenthau III. Henry began writing poetry in his 90s. The prize includes publication and a $2,000 award. The submission deadline for the next Morgenthau Prize is January 15, 2026, and the judge is internationally respected poet Alicia Ostreicher. You can find the submission details on Passager's website, www.passagerbooks.com. On tonight's episode of Burning Bright, pieces by previous Morgenthau Prize winners. American University professor and poet David Keplinger judged the first Morgenthau competition. He was one of Henry Morgenthau's poetry teachers and said that winner Dennis Lee's book Tidal Wave, quote, carries off what Charles Simic called the quality of growing up and growing older, as if these two worlds existed simultaneously on parallel planes. David said, I admire the intelligence and honesty of these poems, in the sense of a life constantly at the threshold of a change of heart. Hear from Dennis Lee's Morgenthau Award-winning book Tidal Wave, Coney Island, July 4th, 1952. Uncle Nathan rubs back the hair over blue numbers, chants Hebrew psalms, then slips away to a heavy wooden chair, planted to face the fence where my father watches a ball game through slats that will never be fixed. On its way to taunt Uncle Nathan, Grandma's beef smoke oils the undersides of leaves on her favorite maple. My father sprawls out, holds a sun reflector, feet dug into sand down to where it's cool, Grandma's maple parchment dry. Chicken fat soaks into brown paper bags 3 floors up on the clean white kitchen windowsill. I sit on the fire escape with kosher chicken and comics. Grandma speaks Yiddish into the soup. Tonight's sky will be brighter than the Ferris wheel. Coney Island, July 4th, 1952. Morgenthau Prize winner Dennis Lee. David Keplinger also judged the 2022 Morgenthau competition. He said that although winner Mark Elber's book Tidal Headstone suggests a world already past and fixed behind us in memory, it's an illustration of the aliveness of the past as it courses in us, and we are its walking, talking monument. Here's Mark Elber's poem, My Father's Hands. My father's hands held the blue globe, displaying the distance between our births, the slow trek of continents, the vast, wet and dizzying spin, my mother singing to herself at the sink. His hands gripped the steering wheel, white walls and wide turns, the fat-assed fins of late 50s Detroit. The AM channel's chatter, songs squeezed between commercials. His foil-lined ashtray buried in the mentholated butts of Cools. Subway rattling overhead, a collision of cultures between the front seat and back. The schoolyard banter native to New York, and an accent importing a world half an atlas away. Refusing reparations for his snuffed-out generations, my father's hands split the unruly Atlantic, gently stroked my cheek. From his Morgenthau Award-winning book Headstone, Mark Elber's poem, My Father's Hands. Former Maryland Poet Laureate Grace Cavallari selected The Village of New Ghosts by Winifred Hughes as the 2024 Morgenthau Award winner. Grace said, where this book exceeds and excels is in creating a hologram of emotions, a reality we can enter, where aesthetics are crisp and clear enough to create a new paradigm. Poetics that bring emotional worlds into existence have to be held in place with mastery. Clearly, the author is in control of its precise syntax and beautiful heart. Here's Winifred Hughes' poem, Distances. How many light years is it to where the light still shines from the windows of your father's house? The bulb of the goose-necked lamp stretched out over his papers as he scrawls away darkness till 3 a.m. The fluorescent coil in the kitchen radiant over your mother's bent head, her chapped hands still scrubbing the dishes, the nightlight under the door frame as you sleep with your brothers and sister, dreaming, unknowing. From her Morgenthau Award-winning book, The Village of New Ghosts, Distances by Winifred Hughes. Since we've been reading work by people who won the Henry Morgenthau III Poetry Contest, let's listen to a piece by Henry himself. 2016 Pulitzer Prize winner Peter Balakian said, Morgenthau's poems are crisp, elegant forays into memory, both personal and cultural, as he engages with an ironic Llewellian eye a rich cultural history of growing up in affluent Manhattan during the 1920s and 30s. Henry Morgenthau III's poem, Legacy. In a sturdy mahogany cabinet on display behind locked glass doors, I secure Grandma's fragile Limoges china and sparkling Waterford cut crystal. Mother's jewelry, Grandpa's solid gold pocket watch, and a set of monogrammed flat silver for 18 are stored inconveniently in a bank vault. Collected works of art insured at 2% a year will be repurchased twice in half a century. And so, too constipated to gain relief with gifts to patiently waiting heirs, I struggle to survive, possessed by my possessions. Henry Morgenthau III's poem Legacy. And we'll end with this quickie, also by Henry. Late. At 98, I hate being late. Too late to date, too late to mate, too late to die. They will recall that day in the fall that old so-and-so found time to go. We've been listening to pieces by past winners of the Henry Morgenthau III Poetry Prize for a first book of poetry by a writer age 70 or older. The submission deadline for the next Morgenthau Prize is January 15th, 2026. To buy Dennis Lee's book Tidal Wave, Mark Elber's book Headstone, Winifred Hughes's book The Village of New Ghosts, and Henry Morgenthau III's book Sundays in Purgatory, and to get more information about the 2016 Morgenthau Prize, and to subscribe to, donate to, and learn more about Passager and its commitment to older writers, visit PassagerBooks.com. Passager offers a 25% discount on the books and journal issues featured here on Burning Bright. Visit our website to see what's on sale this week. For Christine, Roseanne, Mary, Asher, and the rest of the Passager staff, I'm John Shore.